Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to my strategy guide for the map Riese. Just like most of the other maps, I would recommend that before you start your game, you set your graphic content to reduced. This way, zombies you hit with the Mustang and Sally and the ray gun, they won't turn into crawlers. In the game itself, you want to keep the debris on the stairs next to the Tommy gun closed. And once you're standing in this room, you're only going to have 3 spawns, which makes it really fast. Make sure to keep your starting pistol and then get the WAF, ray gun, and cymbal monkeys from the box. So for the early rounds, you're just going to be staying in the Tommy room. For the most part, you can get away with just shooting the Wonder-Off at the window outside. That window has like 3 or 4 spawns that all get hit by the chain behind that wall, so it's very efficient to shoot your WAF there. And then whenever there aren't any zombies piling up at that window, you can just use your ray gun to kill the zombies inside. And one thing you'll notice me doing is to switch from my WAF to my ray gun, I'm actually switching weapons twice, scrolling through my Mustang and Sally. And that is actually a faster weapon animation than just scrolling straight to the ray gun. This also works other way around if you want to get to the Mustang and Sally's, scroll through the ray gun. So whenever you start struggling with Wonder-Off ammo, instead of shooting the WAF right at that spawn and then killing zombies inside with the ray gun, you're going to want to turn the trap on, and then you can use a mix of ray gun and Wonder-Off inside. Usually you're only using the ray gun on 2 or 3 zombies to try to force a drop, and if you have at least 7 or 8 zombies in a chain, you can shoot those with the WAF. It's also important to remember that as long as you never leave this room, you won't spawn any carpenters since there are only 3 windows open. For higher rounds, you want to run a trap strategy instead of using just your Wonder-Off. The round when you start running traps kind of depends on luck and maybe how good you are with running this strategy, which takes a lot of practice to get good at this map. It's also based on if you're getting good luck with dogs and getting drops easily, but I would not recommend switching to traps until at least 50 at the very least. Again, just like in the early rounds, you're going to be starting in the Tommy room area. It's important to remember that while you're running traps, your priority is just to be standing in this area. When you hit other traps, you're kind of just doing that while you're waiting for this trap to turn back on. While zombies are dying from the outside window, you want to be using your Thompson to build up points by shooting at zombies. You want to use up a full Thompson every time you make a lap around the map. And ideally you want to use a full Thompson just while the trap is on alone to help build up points, but that is dependent on aim. If you ever get a group of roughly 10 zombies, feel free to just shoot the Wonder-Off at them because the WAF gets up to 10 kills anyway. And then when the trap turns off, you want to make your way out and shoot another WAF shot at the window as you're leaving. If there aren't any zombies there to shoot at, don't waste the shot, just run up onto the mainframe and let them pile up behind you, because now you're going to make your way to the trench gun. Once you're on the mainframe, make sure you hold out your ray gun just to pick off any dogs that are still running around. And once you're good to go, you don't see any dogs immediately, just make your way over to the trap at the trench gun hallway, and then once you buy it, you're just going to run straight to double tap across the bridge. Once you're there, you're going to build a board on each window, and you're going to be stalling on this little platform for as long as possible. The idea behind standing on this little double tap area is that once you have most of the horde kind of together, whenever you drop down and hit the trap, it's only going to take a couple of seconds for them all to die, compared to if you just drop down and let it happen normally, it could take up to like 20 seconds before all of them die. So once the whole horde is dead, you just want to jump back through and make your way over to the speed cola area. And it's a similar idea to the power trap, where you want to stall to let the zombies get close to each other before you turn the trap on in the Tommy room, since you're going to be sitting there for the whole duration of that. So this is where it's nice to use your Tommy gun, and it's nice to go back and forth, bouncing off each wall as you're making your way down the hallway, just to make some more space and kill time. So once you have the trap back on, you can just run in, you can buy your Thompson ammo. If you're struggling with keeping points, it's always good to shoot towards the window behind the trap, since you can usually hit multiple zombies at once and get like triple the points. And since the Wonderwaff doesn't give any drops and dog rounds only happen every 4 to 5 rounds, you eventually going to run out of Wonderwaff ammo running this strategy. In this case, you can choose to either play traps without shooting the waff until you get a dog round, which is kind of slow, especially for camping in the Tommy room, or you can actually trade out your Wonderwaff and spin box to get it back. The problem is the trade strategy on the Riese is like one of the most difficult strategies to learn on this game, and it's way more technical compared to a map like Ascension's trade strategy. I would only recommend learning the trade strat if you plan on trying to play fast. In that case, also if you want to play fast, don't even bother hitting traps for a long time, just actually use the Wonderwaff in the Tommy room and then trade it out and keep spamming it in the Tommy room. Don't even bother with the traps. And there's a video by Slayer, who's the current world record holder, where he goes over every box location and he goes more in depth about certain tricks you can do to hit each box spot. So if you want to learn more about the trade strategy, go check that video out. So just a couple more things that I wanted to mention at the end because I couldn't figure out a place to put it like in between the video. Sometimes whenever a dog spawns outside of the trap, it will just walk for some reason. Like, it won't sprint at you, it'll just be kind of looking around and walking. If you shoot it with your Thompson just once, that will remind it like, oh wait, I'm supposed to chase you, and then it will run at you quicker. So that's pretty helpful for whenever you want to get a dog to run into the trap, or if you toss a grenade from really far away to get them to get in your line of sight so you can kill it with the ray gun or something. I also felt like showing, if you do play the trade strategy and you ever have to get your Wonderwaff back, when it's out of ammo and you're ready to pack a punch it to basically refill the ammo, you're basically just going to leave right as the trap turns off and then sprint all the way up to the mainframe and put it in immediately. And you don't have to worry about shooting a crossbow or throwing a monkey. Just as long as you grab it as soon as it's out and then switch to something like a ray gun that will be lighter and faster for movement, you should be able to get out of there just fine. That's about it for the strategy. Feel free to leave any comments if you have a question or if you have feedback, and I'll try to reply to you as soon as I'm able.